Listen carefully, because this is not just a story from the distant past. This is a warning, a mercy, and a mirror for every generation. Imagine a world drowning, not in water at first, but in arrogance, denial, and corruption. Imagine a man standing alone, calling people day and night for centuries, while being mocked, ignored, and rejected, yet never giving up. This is the reality of Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him. And what you are about to hear is not mythology, not symbolism, but a real truth preserved in divine revelation, meant to awaken hearts. Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him, lived among a people who had slowly drifted away from the oneness of Allah. They began by honoring righteous people, then slowly turned remembrance into reverence, and reverence into worship. Idols were carved, names were given, and false gods took the place of the Creator. Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him, was sent as a mercy to pull them back before the consequences arrived. He spoke with patience, wisdom, and compassion. He reminded them that Allah alone gives life, sustains the earth, sends rain, and controls destiny. His call was simple: worship Allah alone and abandon falsehood. But the conflict grew stronger. The more Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him, called, the more they resisted. They covered their ears, turned their backs, and accused him of madness. They mocked his simplicity and followed leaders who promised comfort without accountability. Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him, called them openly and privately, by day and by night. He spoke to individuals and to gatherings. He reminded them of blessings, children, crops, rain, and stability, and warned that rejection would bring loss. Yet only a small number believed. Years turned into decades, and decades into centuries. Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him, remained steadfast. He buried loved ones, watched generations rise and fall, and continued his mission with unbroken resolve. This endurance itself was a miracle, showing the strength Allah places in the hearts of his chosen servants. The people, however, grew more arrogant. They challenged Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him, asking him to bring punishment if he was truthful. At this moment, the story reaches its turning point. Allah revealed to Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him, that no more people would believe. This was not abandonment, but justice. The message had been delivered completely. The truth had been made clear. The rejection was now willful. Allah commanded Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him, to build an ark under divine guidance. This command itself became a test of faith because there was no sea, no flood, and no sign of rain. Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him, began building the ark with his own hands. Every strike of food drew laughter from his people. They mocked him, saying he had become a carpenter after claiming prophethood. Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him, responded calmly, reminding them that soon the mockers would be the ones mocked. This was the calm before the storm, the moment where faith stood alone against the world. Pause here and reflect. If this story is already pulling you in, stay with it. Support content like this. Subscribe, like, comment, and continue this journey to understand the deeper truths behind divine stories. When the sign came, it was unmistakable. Water began to gush from the earth, and rain poured from the sky. The natural order was reversed, showing that when Allah commands, the universe obeys. Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him, was told to bring believers and pairs of animals into the ark. Even at this moment, his heart carried mercy. He called out to his son, urging him to believe and board the ark. His son refused, trusting the illusion of safety in a mountain. This moment is one of the most painful scenes in prophetic history, showing that guidance is not inherited, and love does not override truth. The flood rose violently, swallowing everything that stood against divine command. Mountains disappeared, lives were taken, and the world as they knew it ended. The ark floated safely, not by engineering, but by divine protection. This was the climax where justice and mercy met. The believers were saved, not because of power, but because of obedience. When the waters receded and the ark settled, Allah commanded the earth to swallow its water and the sky to stop raining. Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him, stepped onto a cleansed land. A new beginning emerged from devastation. This resolution teaches that destruction is never the goal, but purification is. The story ends not in despair, but in renewal. Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him, remained grateful, humble, and submissive. His story is preserved to teach patience, persistence, and the consequences of denial. It warns that truth ignored becomes judgment delayed, but never denied. Another profound lesson within the story of Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him, is how Allah separates faith from lineage, status, and familiarity. Hazrat Nuh, peace be upon him, was a prophet, chosen and honored. Yet his own household was tested. His wife rejected the truth, and his son turned away at the final moment. This was not mentioned to create sorrow, but to establish a universal principle. That guidance belongs only to Allah, and that no relationship can replace belief. This shattered the idea that being close to righteousness guarantees salvation, and instead placed responsibility firmly on individual choice and sincerity. The ark itself became a symbol not just of physical survival, but of spiritual refuge. It represented obedience in action, trust without proof, and patience under ridicule. Those who boarded it were not the strongest, nor the wealthiest, but the ones who believed when belief was hardest. The flood washed away corruption, arrogance, and denial, leaving behind a renewed world built upon remembrance of Allah. This moment teaches that when society reaches moral collapse, divine intervention is not random, but measured, precise, and purposeful. If this story moved you, challenged you, or opened your heart, then take part in spreading it. Subscribe, like, comment, and remain connected for more real stories of truth, faith, and divine justice.